Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome to this YouTube channel. I am Elle, and I tell stories about mystery, horror, and murder cases. If you're interested, then you're welcome on this channel. For today's video, I would be talking about one of America's most notorious serial killer. His story is pretty popular, so a lot of you might have known about it already. And as by reading the title, yes, I would be talking about Ted Bundy. Ayan, pangalan pa lang yung iba dyan, baka alam na yung nangyari. Alam na yung mga ginawa niya. And before anything else, I would start first with his background story. So in November 24, 1946, Eleanor Cowell gave birth to Theodore Cowell. Si Ted Bundy pinanganak siya ng mama niya sa isang home for the unwed sa Vermont. Kasi back in the time, being pregnant at an early age without a husband is kinda scandalous. Her mom was only 22 that time and Eleanor's family was kinda religious. Kaya ang ginawa niya, dinala niya si Ted sa mga magulang niya sa Philadelphia, wherein her parents took Ted as their adopted child. So Ted kinda grew up like thinking that her mom was her sister. But he later found out that her sister was actually her mother. So in Ted's birth certificate, ang nakalagay na name ng papa niya is unknown. There are lots of rumors about his father. Some said that his father was a military but he wasn't proven or confirmed. So nung nalaman na ni Ted na si Eleanor ay mama niya, they moved to Washington. And in 1951, she married Johnny Bundy, and that's how Ted got his last name. In Ted's early age, it was said na napansin na nila yung mga interest niya sa murders, death, yung mga ganong bagay. Also, in the age of 3, he was obsessed with knives. Pinaglalaroan niya yung mga matutulis na bagay, ganon. And that's already a red flag. Growing up, Ted was said to be intelligent. He's a smart kid. The thing is, when he was like teenager, he's displaying more odd behavior. Gusto niyang naninilip sa mga bintana ng ibang tao, especially at night. He was like a peeping Tom. Nagnanakaw rin siya and is not even guilty about what he was doing. In 1972, he graduated in University of Washington with a degree in psychology. Doon niya nakilala ang first love niya. So I don't know what was the girl's name, but she was an attractive girl with a long brown hair. Sabi ni Ted na in love siya sa babaeng yun dahil nasa kanya ng lahat, like wealth, influence, which he didn't have because he grew up in a lower class family. They started dating, but the girl soon ended their relationship, which made Ted devastated and broken. He eventually moved on years later because he met a girl named Elizabeth and they were in a relationship. So Elizabeth was a divorced mother of a 2-year-old. It was said that Ted Bundy's killing started around 1974. And the thing is, his victims have similarities, which is those women had long brown hair. He often done his crimes with his famous Volkswagen car. His tactic was magpapanggap siyang injured or may itatanong, ganon. Or he would actually offer a ride to women waiting for public vehicles. But sometimes he would just simply abduct them. Now remember Elizabeth? Nagsama sila actually, but I'm not sure if nakasal sila dahil sa nabasa kong article nung prepare nila yung mga documents for their marriage license, nag-away sila tapos pinunin ni Ted yung mga documents and Ted was later married to a different girl. Okay, going back to Elizabeth, habang tumatagal, napapansin niya yung mga odd behaviors ni Ted, such as yung pagnanakaw niya. Parang, if, like, dun sa nabasa ko kasi, magugulat na lang si Elizabeth may bago silang TV or radio, something like that, na hindi naman parang afford ata ni Ted, kaya nakakapagta kung saan niya kinuha yun, kung saan nanggaling. And nakita rin ni Elizabeth yung mga fake cast, slings, and crutches ni Ted, which is nakakapagtaka na naman dahil hindi naman injured si Ted. So, tinanong ni Elizabeth si Ted about sa mga yon, sa cast, sa slings, and this is what Ted said. A person never could tell when he was going to break a leg. Yun daw ang sinabi niya sa kanya. So, anong ginagawa ni Ted Bundy sa mga victims niya? There are various articles about him killing his victims first by hitting their head with a crowbar or pipe, tapos tsaka niya re-rapin. Like, ilang beses niya gagawa ng sexual act yung mga katawan ng biktima niya, not until sobrang na-decompose na yung katawan. It was also said that 12 of his victims was decapitated. And ang sabi-sabi is, dinisplay niya yung ulo ng mga biktima niya sa apartment niya as a trophy. So going back to Elizabeth, nung naibalita na yung mga consecutive crimes and yung mga possible suspects sa krimen na yon, she felt really suspicious. Like deep down, may idea na siya na si Ted yun. So, ilang beses nag-try si Elizabeth na i-report si Ted sa mga police, but there were no enough evidences for them to believe her. So then, eventually, si Elizabeth, nakipaghiwalay na siya kay Ted. And then, after this controversy, let's just say controversy, she wrote a book entitled The Phantom Prince, My Life with Ted Bundy. Kailan nahuli si Ted Bundy? Paano siya nahuli? So, August 16, 1975, nahuli siya ng Utah Highway Police Patrol dahil hindi siya nakahinto sa traffic stop. So, ayun, pinababa siya ng police officer sa sasakyan niya at dun napansin ng police na wala yung passenger seat sa sasakyan niya. I mean, who even drive a car without a passenger seat? So, chinek ng police yung sasakyan niya, tinanong siya kung bakit walang passenger seat, and then dun nakita nung police yung tinatawag ni Ted na murder kit, kung saan ang laman ay mga mask made out of pantyhose, ski mask, rope, handcuffs, crowbar, ice pick, trash bag, and other tools. So yun palang parang mapapaisip ka na bakit may ganito tong taong to, diba? So the officer asked him kung bakit siya may ganon. Para saan yun? And Ted was like, mga normal na gamit lang daw yun na ginagamit niya, na iuwi niya dapat sa apartment niya. Fortunately, napakagaling ng officer, oh my god. He remembered the car and the description of the suspect on the previous cases, and he knew it was the same car, the Volkswagen, yung gamit ni Ted Bundy. So the officer arrested him. But when they searched his apartment, there's nothing suspicious in there. So he was released. I know it was so stressful, but hindi ko alam. He must have been so smart to get rid of the evidences. Hindi ko alam kung bakit wala silang nakitang suspicious things sa apartment niya. So yun, he was released but he was put on a 24-hour surveillance. After that, after that, Ted sold his Volkswagen. Unfortunately, yung nakabili, hindi pa niya nalinisan yung Volkswagen. So, nung inimbestigahan yung sasakyan, they found 3 hairs of different women. Wherein dalawa doon, 2 of those hair belong to those missing women. And the other one belonged to those women who managed to escape. So, yung isang biktima ni Ted Bundy ay nakawala. At syempre, nag-file siya ng kaso. So, nung time na yon, dinala si Ted together with other men as one of the suspects kung sino ang nag-attempt na kidnapin yung babae. So, yun, nung tinanong yung babae kung sino sa mga possible suspects ang gumawa nun sa kanya, she immediately pointed at Ted. Pero, guess what? Despite being charged with kidnapping and attempted criminal assault, he was being released on bail. Oh my god. Sobrang nakakainis. How many chances does this guy have? Okay, so back in 1976 of February, he was brought back. Thank God, he was brought back in and was later found guilty. He was sentenced up to 15 years in prison. Pero guess what? Nagstay lang siya sa prison for like 4 months dahil tumakas siya. He was then found on the bushes like around the jail din at nakakulong din lang ulit siya. He was charged again for murder of another woman kung saan he was brought onto trial. He chose to defend himself since he studied law. Nagpaalam siya na magre-research siya sa library for his case. So yun, pinayagan siya. But guess what again? Someone left one of the library windows open. Kaya naman, he escaped again by jumping from the window. Pero luckily, nahuli ulit siya. He just kept on escaping. There was that time also he escaped from the hole that he made on the ceiling of his cell. Hindi agad nalaman na nakatakas siya dahil yung libro nilagay niya sa kama tapos binalutan niya ng kumot para magmukhang andun siya at natutulog. Like, I don't know how the police actually thinks that those books were a person. So, in a span of 15 hours, hindi pa rin nalaman ng mga police na nakatakas na siya. And at that time, he flew to Florida and continued killing. He attacked a sorority house and an apartment. The thing is, buti na lang, he left, I mean, it's not a good thing that he did this, pero buti na lang he left like a mark that was later used to him in the court. Yung isa sa victim niya sa sorority house ay kinagat niya sa may part ng puwet. So ayun, it left his mark syempre. So ayun, he continued escaping. He stole a vehicle to make a run for his life. And then again, he was caught in a highway because the car that he was using was marked as stolen. So when the police told him that he was under arrest for the stolen car, nanlaban siya. Sinipa niya yung police, then he runs off. So the police officer fired 2 warning shots. The officer chased him, they fought, pero luckily nahuli siya ng police. So when they checked the car, doon nila nakita yung mga IDs ng biktima niya, mga credit cards, and then a TV. Hindi ko alam kung paano niya nagawang makakuha ng TV habang pumapatay siya. Okay. So ayun, he was under arrest. And then dito napapasok yung napangasawa niya, which is Carol Ann Boone. So it was 1980 nung maaresto siya. And before daw siya maaresto, nagde-date na silang dalawa. I don't even know how it fits the timeline though, because he was killing and running for his life. I don't know how he managed to date. Multitasking, probably. I mean, okay, so in his trial, he proposed to Anne Boone. Yeah, in his trial. And she said yes. So there was a judge that time which made it legitimate. So at 1982, Anne gave birth to a girl named Rose and Ted was listed as the father. So while Ted's trial and imprisonment was ongoing, this Anne realizes that Ted is guilty. So she divorced him 3 years before Ted was executed. Anne also wrote a book entitled The Stranger Beside Me. On June 1979, yun yung trial ni Ted for homicide and assault on the sorority house that he attacked. So, yun yung kung saan siya nag-iwan ng marka. So in his trial, ang daming reporters, like 250 of them from 5 continents. It was televised on national TV. February 1980, Ted was sentenced to death by electrocution. And when this was announced, he stood up and shouted, "Tell the jury that they were wrong." Pero hindi siya agad na electrocution because he was in prison for 9 years muna. And then he actually confessed to murder of 36 women across the states. But experts believe na it was more than that, probably 100 or more than 100. So January 24 of 1989, he was electrocuted. Many people celebrated when it was announced that Ted was dead. They even set fireworks, they danced, they sang, they were celebrating. His body was then cremated and said that his ashes were scattered where his victims was buried. So that was the end of Ted Bundy's story. It was such a heavy topic. I didn't even know what to actually feel while researching about this. So anyways, thank you for listening for today's story. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section and don't forget to subscribe if you want more stories.